But listen to this. Let's perspective, always my theme here. The Republican National Committee has now censured Liz Cheney and Adam Kinzinger, the two Republicans who are honest about what happened with the election. This is the difference. I mean, I call out the left, as you know I do, and they are way off track. But the Republicans are a party that is just about having a creepy fealty to one man. They're not really Republicans anymore. They're like BTS fans. And if you tweet out K-pop sucks, they go mental. But, okay, I mean, I think the economy is important. We all like money. But, like, when Republicans say to me, you know, like, why don't you be a Republican? I'm like, are you crazy? You guys don't believe in climate change and the emergency there, and you don't believe in American democracy.
Right.
So that's not on the table.
Yeah.
And I would join your nutty party.
You're not a Republican. I mean,
I'm not. I'm just someone who's honest about the Democrats who have a lot of raggedy shit.
Well, you believe in free speech. I go about
free speech. You know, this whole everybody is just canceling everybody else. Nobody talks. They just want to kill Spotify. Have you seen this thing that's going on with Spotify? Because the musicians don't like Joe Rogan, so Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young have all pulled themselves off Spotify. You know, it's getting to the point where they're no fun anymore. Oh, two people remember that song. I think that says a lot. And that's not why it's a big threat. But it's Crosby, Stills, Nash, Young, Joni Mitchell. The head of Spotify, the CEO, said he feels terrible about this, but not as bad as it was 1972. Anyway, the other person who was in the barrel this week, of course, Whoopi Goldberg. You saw what happened there. Whoopi had some comments on her show. She said, you know, there's the Nazis, a lot of bad things you can say about them, but you can't call them racist. Which was not something I agree with, or a lot of people, so she was suspended. Well, she wasn't suspended right away. It took them a day to find the person who was going to take over the job of yelling at me. But it's an interesting country, you know, where kids can never do anything wrong, but the adults get a timeout. But let's be positive. Well, there we go. Always canceling somebody. Everybody has to go. But I don't like. I gotta go. Whoopi Goldberg, you gotta go. What is recent? Well, I want to talk about Whoopi Goldberg because I got so many texts this week because she attacked me the week before.
Sure.
So everybody was like, "Oh, Bill, I get you're enjoying the karma." First of all, I'm going to talk about this at the end of my show next week, teaser. But there is no fucking thing as karma. Okay, get over that. Whoopi attacks me on a regular basis. She says stupid shit on a regular basis. They just happen to coincide. Can I just say this? I had on last week Ira Glasser, former longtime head of the ACLU, talking about free speech. Whoopi Goldberg, who, by the way, I hope is still a friend, we can disagree with each other, should not be canceled or put off her show, as much as I totally disagree with her crazy statement. Free speech. She should be there. She shouldn't get a timeout. Can we just understand that part of our sorry racial history in this country is that the point of view from a black person is often going to be very different and sometimes shocking to a white person. I pulled the quote from when Whoopi defended Michael Vick. Remember Michael Vick was the football player who was electrocuting dogs? And I'm a lifelong PETA board member. You know, okay. Also someone who believes the Nazis were very racist. Okay. Oh, yeah. But here's what she said about Michael Vick. He's from the South. This is part of his cultural upbringing. For a lot of people, dogs are sport. Instead of just saying he's a beast and he's a monster, this is a kid who comes from a culture where this is not questioned. Okay? You see the point here? Again, I don't agree with her on Michael Vick, but we grew up in two different worlds. which the white people imposed upon the black people. They're going to sometimes have a very different opinion. And the answer is not to make them sit in a corner for 2 weeks. That is insulting.